Hey, what's going on, everybody? Frizzle84 here. Welcome back to another episode on Frizzle's World. Again, I actually have to re-record this episode because I was using NVIDIA's RTX voice to try to cancel out some background noise, and it apparently thought my voice is background noise, so it cut out my voice a bunch. So here we are again, re-recording this episode. Today we have the reveal of the Iron Monument. If you remember last time, we had a iron geyser coming up out of the ground here, so I decided to build a monument over it and do something that I've wanted to do for a couple years now. Ever since I saw Tango Tech do this with his one of his iron farms in Hermitcraft, I am using those Evokers that we caught the other day to kill the Iron Golems, which I think is just hilarious. So they pop up out of the ground, they get washed over to this platform here, and then the Evokers just wreak havoc on them. Occasionally you can see there, one of the Vex are going to have a flame sword, enchanted sword, so they'll set them on fire randomly, and yeah, pretty cool stuff. I'm really liking it. So I used as many iron materials as possible to build this thing. So of course, the whole thing's built out of iron blocks. And then over there on that platform, inside those iron blocks, we've got mine carts. And then underneath those, we've got the hoppers taking all the items away to storage. And then, of course, we got, these trapdoors and chains. And I managed, somewhere along the line, I got an iron golem head from doing this, so I put it up there. And then I put these little armor guys full of iron armor, iron tools. We're using the lanterns, which have iron in them, then anvils and cauldron and iron ore down there. So I think I used almost every kind of iron item in the game to achieve this thing here. And then if we go over here, we've got the storage area, which is somewhat temporary. This is, I think, where the storage is going to be, but I'm going to build something around it. I just haven't decided how I want to interconnect these two, because of course they're going to have to be connected. I sort of want an industrial look with it, connected with piping. And then we've got all the iron that stores up over here. Produces about 7 stacks an hour or so, which is pretty good rate compared to what I need iron for. And I used about 1 shulker box worth of iron to build this thing, but in the time it took me to build it, I got about a shulker box worth of iron blocks. So the usage and production stayed about even while I was even building this thing, which is pretty cool. And then we've got all the whatchamacallums, the poppies. Yeah, poppies come down here, they get composted in this guy. And then we get bone meal at the end. Kind of reduces how much junk you have to deal with as far as extra items coming through the system. We got some of the poppies I decided to keep over here. And then we've got this iron fence here. This is sort of a perimeter you want to keep out, because if you go inside of here, these Vex are going to start noticing you and attacking you. So put this up as just a reminder to myself to say kind of back a ways. And eventually we're going to turn this into some sort of like, I don't know, statue garden thing, I think. I realized when I build this thing that in the actual city of Chichen Itza, which I'm slightly modeling after, at least with the pyramid and stuff, there is another structure or pyramid thing that kind of looks similar to this. And next to it is this big, like, garden of rock pillars, just scattered all throughout, like evenly spaced and everything. But there's all of these pillars in there. And so I think since I'm not going to be able to do a whole lot with this area anyway, I'll make that sort of mimic that kind of rock garden thing, which will be cool. We don't have to worry about the villagers getting attacked. Since the Evokers up there they will only attack, and their Vexes will only attack things that they can actually see within range of them. So since these villagers are way out of range and out of sight, the Vex will never come after them. They only come after players because, well, nobody likes the player. And then also over here we have some controls for this iron farm. We can, if we actually have to go up there to do any kind of maintenance, I realized after I started building the thing that I might need to go up there for some reason. And I don't want to be constantly killed while I'm trying to do that. So I put an off switch for these guys. It just drops them down into a hole once I hit that. And they get sucked down in. And then eventually their Vex will die. It takes a couple minutes for them all to go away. But eventually they'll go away, and then we can go up there and do any kind of maintenance or repairs or whatever we decide we need to do over there. And to show you how this thing works real quick, I'm going to go into spectator mode while these guys decide they're going to despawn. And I'll show you down below how this thing works because, surprise, surprise, it's not a natural geyser. I built an iron farm down here. So if we go into spectator mode and go down here, we will see the heart of the farm where we have 4 pods of these villagers here. It works just like the farm over by our villager trading center, just sort of doubled the size. So these guys get scared by the zombie, and then you just saw Iron Golems spawn there. They get shot up to the surface through this bubble column, and then same thing on this other side here. And there is a clock down here. Whoa, it got dark. That goes off every, I think it's 34 seconds it's going to go off. And so about every 34 seconds or so, I believe, we get new Iron Golems. We wait here just a sec. We'll see that thing go again. And then some Iron Golems will spawn. Oh, it's nighttime. So they slept a little bit. That's one of the reasons we have the zombie popping up and down is we want them to be able to sleep. Otherwise, they won't spawn any golems. Sometimes they trickle in. You saw there, they spawned like one at a time, which is a little bit goofy, but sometimes that happens, just the nature of their detection and the timing of the golems coming up and everything. And you can see we have this platform. They can start to build up a little bit before we have any issues. And then you can see down there, and that's where the Vex get sucked down when, good God, those minecarts are loud. And they just fall down into those holes when we want them to be hidden away. You just got to be careful not to jump up here because then they can look up and see you, and then, it gets a little messy. So I'm going to turn this back on real quick because we don't want these guys building up too much. Otherwise, they start to overflow, and then I'll have to go up and manually kill a bunch of them. That wouldn't be any fun. So we're going to do that, and then we can actually, let's go back into spectator mode, and we will just watch the carnage from close up because it's kind of funny to watch. Like I said, always wanted to do this, and I think this is a great way of doing it. Okay, the action seems a little bit slow right now, but it is pretty funny when you're down here. You can watch them. And you can't see a whole lot, but every once in a while you'll see the Vex just shoot up into the air and die, which is pretty hilarious too. We also got another control over here where we can turn the zombie clock on and off. That way, if we really need to shut things down and we don't want the Iron Golems spawning and clogging up that whole area, we can turn that zombie clock off. That way, it only produces it. I can't remember how much it is, but it's much less. It's only one golem every once in a while really will pop up there. So we can really slow things down if we need to basically turn the farm off. Not a big deal. I suppose we could also build an Iron Golem down there somewhere so the villagers could detect it, and then we wouldn't have to worry too much. We've also got access to get down here to the villagers if we need to, I don't know, replace them or do anything. I did a whole bunch of testing with this and placement and timings and distances and all kinds of stuff, and I got it nailed down pretty good. So I don't anticipate having to come down here to do much. But we do have room to expand downwards. If we want to increase the output of the farm, we can just go down, build another pod just like that you saw there, down like 10 blocks further down, and then we could double the rate of the farm if we wanted. But I think that's going to do it for today. I'm really glad I got this thing finished. I spent a lot of time messing around with it, trying to get designs and everything just right. Originally, it was just straight iron blocks, and I realized that was pretty bland. And so I added in like this terracotta, which took a while because I was going for a specific pattern. You can see sort of faces in it. What I'm seeing is faces anyway. You know, right there, and then like there, it's kind of like a face. So it took a while to get that pattern down right. And, you know, just making sure it had enough detail but wasn't too busy. But I'm really liking it, you know, for my building abilities. You know, like I said in the first episode, I'm not much of a builder, so this is perfectly adequate to me. I'm happy with it, and like I said, really glad to have it done. So at any rate, guys, that's all I've got for today. Have a great day. Like, subscribe, you know the drill. Do all the things. Help the channel grow. Appreciate it. Bye-bye.